Hi, my name is Eden Huthmacher. I'm the Community Manager for the Open edX project under the Center for Reimagining Learning. And I'm joined here by Felipe Montoya from eduNEXT. He's the co-founder of eduNEXT and one of the presenters of the Open edX Conference 2023. He presented the tutorial hooks framework. So Felipe, can you tell us about your tutorial and what the audience learned from it?
Sure, absolutely. So the tutorial was hooks framework and how to use that framework to build your own custom code. And what we were looking at was how is the best way to use the actual filters and events from the hooks framework to write your own code in a way that is maintainable and sustainable over time. The tutorial was a little technically oriented, and it was a lot of content. But I'm happy that it went very well. The assistants that were following through with their computers actually reached the end of the tutorial, and I noticed that because there was a final event that was recording in a spreadsheet that was shared at the end, and other than my code, there was some other people that reported the successful events. So this was like a little proof for me that it had actually worked well. Most of the questions I got at the end were from people that were very inclined to use this as a way of extending the platform for them moving forward. So I was very thrilled that to see like adoption from heavyweights in the community that see the hooks framework as a way of actually contributing and extending the platform more.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Felipe. And as you know, for many customers, extending the platform is important. What types of extensions do you see customers asking for or looking for?
Oftentimes we see things that are related to like the business rules of the platform, say who gets to enroll in a course, what happens before or after a certificate is generated. Perhaps you have CRM integrations, and these sort of requests are very common for us, and this is exactly what the hooks framework addresses.
And how long have you been working on the hooks framework?
Maybe that's about 3 years of work. 3 years since we've initially published the draft document. This was revisited and reviewed by the community over and over, and probably the first things landed in master about 1.5 years ago, and it's been growing since then.
Okay, great. And why do you think this is a critical component to the platform, besides the extensibility component?
I think the fact that it lets you extend in a stable and testable way, something that has like, how to say it, it has a stable set of rules that you can trust on when building your code. Normally, you could always extend the platform by forking, but this gives you a way of extending that will not break in future upgrades. It might break, but you will notice it beforehand, so it's not going to wreak havoc on production. And this is very useful for operators that need to maintain a production-grade platform.
Right. And when you talk about operators, you mentioned it was a highly technical tutorial. What technical prerequisites are required in order to be able to execute the hooks framework successfully?
You would need a relatively recent version of the platform, say Maple, Nutmeg, Olive are the versions that are supported. And for an actual developer, what I would recommend is to use the tutor dev stack, also with a recent version. So yeah, for the assisting people to a tutorial, they need to have a dev stack, tutor dev stack running in their laptops, which is kind of the most difficult part at the beginning.
Right. And you are the co-founder of eduNEXT, which is an Open edX partner. Tell us a little bit about eduNEXT and your involvement in the Open edX community for users out there.
Sure. So we started eduNEXT about 10 years ago. We were thinking about building our own platform the week the news came out that Open edX was going to be actually published openly. And we decided that this was much bigger than us and that it was better to jump in a project that was already had some traction and had such a powerful community behind it. And so we started there, and we started working with the idea of making OpenEdX easy to access, something that you could get out of a few clicks in a browser, and then you would have access to the latest technology. And this has been a driving force for us for the last 10 years. And we're very close to that. Like, you can actually get the platform up and running in our website within minutes.
Very nice. And when you say people can get the platform up and running within minutes, do you mean by the use of a provider or independently if the relevant technical knowledge is present?
No, I mean by the use of a provider. If just filling a form in the site, and that will get you with a OpenEdX instance that is customizable for you and usable for you immediately. Running it as a self-hosted solution requires a little bit of technical knowledge and a little bit more work than we.
Yeah. And where can customers get in touch with you if they're interested in setting up their own instance of OpenEdX along with some customization?
Sure, we'll be more than welcome to get you. The website is eduNEXT.co, and if you get there, there'll be lots of forms of contact us, and you will have the immediate welcome into filling the form for a free trial, and that's a good way to start.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Felipe. Thank you for your time.